All right, super microcomputer technical analysis, basically price action, what I'm watching from here for the stock. So we talked about this name many times, and we talked about this name possibly testing its 200-day moving average and possibly bouncing off of these levels. Well, after earnings report, actually before earnings report, we had this Japan situation where basically everything flushed down below, most of them below their 200-day moving average. But yesterday, well, earnings didn't come out that good of basically earnings. I mean, earnings no problem, but EPS disappoint a little bit, and market is basically being very harsh, even for slight soft. Doesn't matter what kind of report you do. If you do guide soft going forward, there's no mercy at the moment. You can take a look at many names that got slapped pretty hard early on, such as Nike, Starbucks, and there are many of them. So that's the theme right now. People are very sensitive. Investors are very sensitive. So what I'm watching for this name, so from its highs of $1,200.29 all the way to $500 levels, well, this is almost more than 50% drop, 55-60% drop from its highs. Can it go lower? Absolutely. So year to date, SMCI still up positive 77%. Okay, and just to put it on perspective for a lot of people, market capitalization, yes, this is relatively smaller, 29 billion. But you can take a look at Intel as well, which is getting hammered very hard. So can this name go test its basically last year's breakout areas? Absolutely. So this was the action before SMCI broke out. And for the most part, this rally that we had in this name was thanks to the short squeeze. Okay. And this was the huge distribution included in S&P 500, and I've talked about this many times as well. Anytime stocks get added into S&P 500, you don't want to bother it for at least like 2-3 quarters, because, well, statistically they go down. You take a look at every stock that was included in S&P 500, and from that moment, what was the performance of it? I can just show you the two prime examples, right? Penn National added to S&P 500 at 130, it's at 17. Match Group, Tinder, was added somewhere at 170, 160. Stock is at 36. Okay, so will SMCI will be the same? We don't know yet, but so far we know that after getting included in S&P 500, this stock is down at least 20-30%. So can it go to 350 from here? Another, I want to say, 25%, very likely. But can it also chop around before going down? Very likely too. To the upside, here's what I'm watching. So downside support levels for me is the 350, that breakout area of the multi-month consolidation range that we had right here. But to the upside, well, we have this huge earnings gap down. So I would watch to these gaps. Well, if we're gonna have some sort of going into September, because statistically after August expiration, market tends to grind a little bit higher into September. So if we're gonna see that, we might try to go test these, fill these gaps. But right here, right now, SMH, basically semiconductor ETFs, hovering around their 200-day moving average, but you have to pray that it doesn't break these levels and just chop around here. So that's what I'm watching for SMCI. I'm not very bullish, nor I'm not very putting my money into like trying to short it after it being down already 60%. No, I'm just watching it daily for possible like in and out opportunities, because this stock has very high delta moves, 63 points. That's average true range for the stock, and implied volatility is all the time very high. So and I'm basically cautiously watching this name to the downside, to see if I can capitalize in and out during a day, but I'm not somebody who can time, like, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, timing the bottom is very difficult, but I don't buy falling knives. That's what it is, actually. So let it settle, let it do basically chop, like let other people find the bottom where basically it can put some sort of a rounding bottom. And I don't believe that this stock will be V-shaped recovery and go right back to 800, 900, 1000, even though it can because of its market capitalization not being too large. Even though 29 billion, it's a very big, but still, relatively speaking, in that sector where they are right now, where AI is pretty hot, maybe, but I'm watching this name neutral to the downside. So that's the update for SMCI. Hope you like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Peace.